The responsibility for our children's intellectual and social development falls in no small part to the teachers and coaches who mentor them through their formative years. Some guide, some enlighten, some inspire. Those who can accomplish all three are rare and valuable. This development is tested in extracurricular activities. The leaders who inspire students to new heights of achievement not only endow them with confidence and camaraderie, but also crystallize visions of futures they might not have dared to dream. Meet a man who has attained all these credentials as he reaches the coda of a storied career. Bud McCormick has led the Jackson Memorial High School Jaguars Marching Band since 1983. Under his leadership, the band has taken part in 2 presidential inaugurations, the Tournament of Roses, the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, Broadway openings, ticker tape parades in the Canyon of Heroes, and too many more to relate here. Bud's been placed 10 times in Who's Who Among American Teachers and has a spot in the National High School Marching Band Directors Hall of Fame. Before he heads for the door, we're taking a look inside Mr. Bud's singular mind to try and learn the roots of his motivation and drive and how far the branches can extend. All this started 4.5 centuries ago up in Boonton. What was it that flipped that switch on?
My family was a very musical family. My father played trumpet. My grandfather played trumpet. We had a musical family that had an actual musical concert band in the town of Boonton. And I started playing trumpet in 4th grade and loved every moment of it. And I started marching in my first drum corps in 1963 and just enjoyed it. Every time I played the trumpet, I was having fun. My first year was a band director in Roselle, New Jersey, and 3 years at RBC, and then the opening came here. And in 1983, I applied, and I loved it ever since. It was exciting. Every year was more exciting than the next. I'm one of those guys that every time the band got an opportunity, I would go. I think we did 4 or 5 ticker tape parades where they said, Jackson, they'll call us the day before the parade. Are you available to come to New York City tomorrow to do the Yankee ticker tape parade? And our administration was very supportive. They said, they would check through the ranks and they'd say, go for it. And it was great. The whole group worked together and the band kids really achieved excellence because of it.
I don't remember much about freshman year. I do remember that Bud had this commanding presence over the organization, and not in an active sense, not in the sense that he looms over you and watches each section do their thing and watches each person play, but he is very much the conductor of the organization, as I think he should be. I remember, it's actually a specific moment where we were hanging around one day. It was probably in between rehearsals, after school and the evening rehearsal, or we were getting ready to go to a competition. And a group of us were just gathered around the piano, Mr. Bud included. I was playing and we were all singing American Pie. The full, 9, 11, 13 minutes, however long it is. But this whole group of us, just because, we had nothing better to do, we loved music, but Mr. Bud was there with us. And as part of the students, he wasn't above us. I don't want to say that he acts like a student, although I think occasionally he does. It's just that kind of familial connection, that kind of real passion and interest in what the students are up to that we all loved about.
I look at the kids in this band really as like family to me, and it's great because after every 4 years I have a different group of kids. I get to experience every one of these kids for 4 years as like part of my family. I use their ideas. I remember when Caitlin Devereaux came up with the idea, you ought to really do Sweeney Todd. I said, Sweeney Todd? They chop at people's necks. And she's like, no, it'll work really well. And I said, all right, let's give it a shot. And it ended up being our best music score in the history of the band, using this piece. And it was her idea. I'm very impressed by the way some of the kids have turned out. Dan is very successful as a meteorologist, and there's all these other kids that have, I know at least 10 to 12 different high school band directors that are out there that graduated from here. And they basically are running their bands the same exact way. And I'm proud to see that because they set it up where the section leaders and the kids themselves, run the band. And, you set up the parents group that are going to take care of the kids to feed them and take care of the kids to transport them. And you set up the section leaders to teach the kids the music. What I found is if you organize different groups to do things together and work together, it's so much easier. My job is simple. Everyone does the work, and I'm just making sure it all gets done.
On behalf of all of your students, all of the parents, everyone who ever came through the Jackson Jaguar Band, I think we all owe you a huge thank you for everything you taught us, both music and marching, and how to be a good person too. So,
Dan, you're going to make me cry. Thank you very much.
That was the goal. Thank you, Mr. Butt.
And here's your chance to say whatever you always wanted to say to everybody and to everybody.
Well, I want to thank, this was never a one-man operation. It was a cooperative effort of administrators, board members, parents, students, staff members. It was always everyone working together, and that's what made it work. And I was very fortunate to come at the right time because everyone supported me. Whatever I wanted to do, they were for it. And I always thought I made good choices for the kids in the program. And because of everyone working together, it made my life simple. And I want to thank everyone for working together.
Mr. Budd, congratulations on a job well done.
Thank you, sir.